Hi everyone, it's Gwethorn from Gwethorn's Games, and today I am running the Halls of Night, and it is located in Angmar, just down to the east of Orgare. So I'll include the discovery location. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it at my level 117 as a 3-man instance, which is what it is. Okay, so what I'll do is I will show you what I am running. So, running a blue line champion, so this is the heroic +2 champion with a lot of yellow line, mainly intended to get Dire Need and the Horn of Champions to decrease damage. I've also got extra vitality and a little bit of power regeneration. Definitely wanted to get the masochism increase, which reflects damage, and the ability to get morale boost when it gets below 30%. I've also got some nice pips from the Battle Frenzy. I've got full improved Raging Blade, doing reflections on Blade Wall, both here and so debuffs and things like that. I've also got a 20% chance whenever I use a blade skill of restoring 5% morale, and I have one blade skill there and one blade skill there, so in about every 10 seconds I'm probably going to get 1 or 2% morale back. And I've also got a debuff, so 20% chance champions blade skills attacks bypass 15% of their mitigation. So that's the tree. I'm actually developing critical defense and armor value and resistance rating, but mainly for the critical defense. But other than that, it's a fairly defensive set. So I'm just rejigging this for the heroic +2. So the character itself has, because I managed to put in some AoE blade skills into the heroic +2 build, I've managed to keep a fair number of things. The sudden defense cooldown though comes from blue line, which I'll be using quite frequently. Gives me a nice bubble. Dire Need cooldown is nice because it gives me increased income healing, 10% incoming healing, which is nice. Feral Strikes is great for the Eye of Sauron and removing corruptions, and that's just part of my rotation now. Wild Attack, well, that's just adds 1 further, very quick or reasonably quick cooldown, nice damage. Single target attack damage and crits. Area of effect damage, because I've got those slotted in. Now, I've also got Bracing Attack Heal because I like getting some extra healing, and Raging Blade damage, Blade Wall damage, the Adamant, which I'll be using reasonably frequently to get as much defense as possible, both decreases incoming ranged and melee damage. And I've gone with Heroic Precision and just some extra mits and crits. So what I've actually done also is mixed up my DPS build with a defensive build. So I've got, just seeing if I had any extras. No. So I've got a defensive build and an aggressive build, but I wanted to get as much critical defense as I could, because this is actually cutting any crits against me by 23% and devastating hits by 23%. So it's a really nice defensive roll, especially against Heroic +2, but really works well in the 3 players. So anyway, other than that, I've gone pretty much aggressive. So anything with critical defense I've got, anything that doesn't have critical defense is going finesse and crits. Okay, so that all said, that was a reasonably brief overview, but so the character, the gear itself is basically from the Ruins of Dingar High Enchantress Barter. Okay, so let's have some fun. I should get rid of those. So I've been marked, but it doesn't matter because I'm playing solo. So with the Halls of Night, the idea is that there will be a fair amount of dialogue, but essentially you have to take out the tomb guards before you can take out the tombs. So get that bubble going. I've got a bit of AoE available to me. And get the bubble back in whenever I can. Okay, let's go and take the tombs out. Now the tombs will respawn spirits and the like, and keep that bubble going if possible, because it's always nice to have. You can see how much it does a good percentage of the health. Okay, so good percentage of the health, and because I've got the tracery on it, it resets about every 25 seconds. So it was 40 seconds, but I've got it down to 25. So this is a three player instance. Again, I'm going to have to take the Tomb Guard out first. You see, when I'm just doing trash mobs, I don't really need to have. Let's see if I can get the tomb going. When I'm just doing trash mobs, I don't really need to have much concern about my morale beyond the okay, Hungry Spirits. So these are all many of these are elites, but yeah, we'll just keep going. Okay, so he will continue leading, and the sudden defense requires at least one fervor, so it's nice to pop it either initially before the battle or after using wild attack. If I'm going to be using a more defensive group, if like adamant needs more pips. Okay, let's keep going. And the more pips you have, the more defense it actually brings up. So I'll just keep going through these. Go through the last tome, just pick up the others with the AoE. Okay, now I can focus on them. Okay, so now we keep going, and we'll have the first conversation with what will be the last boss, but at the moment it's not. So yeah, the combination of aggressive gear and critical defense, and while I haven't actually done it, I would actually be putting critical defense in that empty slot, but I just haven't done it at this point. I'm still developing or refining the heroic +2 character, but it's just so nice to be able to run to be able to run characters. Okay, so let's go. I've got these two to defeat. One's one direction, one's the other. So I'll go and defeat this one first. Got some trash mobs to pull in between. If I think the battle's going to take longer than 25 seconds, I'll tomb can't be attacked. Okay, now I can go for the tombs. In fact, they're priorities. Sudden defense back up. You can see I'm not taking an awful lot of damage. I'll actually get rid of that. So I actually use bracing attack there, just to get myself a little bit more health back. I've actually got a weaken, so I have to wait for that to finish. It might take too long, and then we're up to the first boss. Can't get through without the dialogue. So yeah, look, previously I had been running an AoE build with Exchange of Blows and Horn of Gondor and things like that, but going to Blue Line, the two-handed weapon. Okay, I'm going to have to be more careful here. Decrease the damage that I'm taking. Okay, I have to follow this. It's going to turn up somewhere. Okay, well, it is a boss. It is going to be difficult. But with that critical defense, let's see where it goes. Where are you going to go to? There. So I'm not even using my dire need at this point, but I will fairly shortly. Think about it. Where are we? Where are you? There you are. Okay, that'll do. Decrease damage. Horn will do. Bracing attack if needed, but there we go. Okay, so that's the first of the bosses done. Let's see if there's anything in there. Just a few gold pieces. Okay, so that's one. Whoa, that's one. Let's head back to the main area. And we have one more mini boss before we get to the main one. So the second boss, as you can see, that one split itself up, and yeah, you don't have to worry about any of this conversation. He's basically, you're basically in his nightmare, being controlled by him. Okay, let's go back into the battle, clear up some more mobs. So the champion has a number of one-off heals that go on cooldown relatively frequently. Keep that sudden defense up. Blade Ball's always good, but you can see that die, need, and fight on. I need those to come back. I've got, you may also notice that I've got some pop-ups here, just warning me that things need to be done. That's actually from Bevy of Bars, the same thing that I use for my food. I've got it set so that on different levels of morale, each one of them pops up for me, so it's a nice little warning that, okay, I've got some food coming up. I'll have those before I go into the battle. You can see over here I've still got 8 minutes for the battle ward and warding law, so I'll accept those. Now I will want to take one of the side bosses out first because they heal. And then see if I can go to the other one after I've finished with one. Tomb Guard, thank you. Okay. Decrease the damage that it's doing. Get as much as possible. Get that bubble back up if possible. I'll actually go for one of the long-term heals, very long-term heals. Bracing attack as soon as it's available. Dire needs up if I need it. Hopefully I won't. I will need it. Damage decrease. I'll actually go for a normal heal, a normal pot. Bracing attack. Fear nothing, adamantite. Sudden defense, just purely and simply because it's available. And there we have the second of the bosses done. Okay, so, yep, just more gold. And we will head back to the main boss. So yeah, this gear is my level 112 gear. I'm level 117 now and still doing it on level. So the gear is gradually getting worse at some point, probably around 120, 121. I'll look at replacing it, maybe before then. Okay, Nightmare, let's see what you have to say. So this is going to be a full-on fight. Die need is up. Fight on is 50 seconds away. Yeah, he's going to turn into something a little bit more problematic. Bubble it is. AoEs. Adamantite as high as possible. Bracing attack. Sudden defense when it comes up. Fight on as soon as I get the option. Ah, wrong one. Always the way. Ah, so close. That happens. I will accept that. And I will try that again. I'll actually do something different and go, instead of the full tank with the critical defense, I'll try and take things down faster. So I'll actually go put on the tank gear, and then I'll put on my full DPS gear. So I'm going to try that as a DPS character, with my fully aggressive gear, so all the crits and finesse rather than the critical defense. I'll actually go for the aggressive gear and see if that makes a difference, or see whether I just go down faster. Dire needs up. If I'd actually done fight on and dire need in the right order, I think that probably would have gone differently, but that's the way it works. Bracing attack can wait for a little bit. Taking out the adds a little bit better. Bracing attack now, I think. Sudden defense. So I'm taking out the adds a little bit better. Which just goes to show that sometimes just playing around a little bit with your skills makes a difference. So that time taking down the adds that were healing was the right choice, and just a bit of a change. So the critical defense went down to near nothing, the resistances went up, incoming healing went up. Went down actually. Critical rating went right up, finesse went right up, physical mastery went right up. So, and health went a bit. So if I go to the full tank gear, just so you can see it, critical defense is now 31,000, so it's blocking 30% of all incoming, but I've lost a lot of finesse and I've lost a lot of critical rating, and my physical mastery is down. So I'll swap those back, and critical rating is up to 70, which is good. Finesse is up to 63, physical mastery is up to 87. So you can see it's just with playing around a little bit can make a difference on how the champion plays out. And I didn't change anything else. I didn't change any of the trait trees. I just saw that the AoE was going to be more useful at taking down the critters that were round, and I went for that. The fully defensive gear is useful, but in this case I just needed to burn things down faster. Okay, well, thank you everyone for watching. I will catch you in the next video. Oh, did I open that? I don't think I did. I got some nice gear that I will very seriously think about using, because that's a nice extra armor and nice extra everything. Okay, that was definitely worth it, which just goes to show that the gear is under leveled, because this is something that's 5 levels higher, and it's just straight out of a 3-man instance, and it's actually better. And I've also got a single target healing crits, which I will turn straight into ancient script. Okay, well, thank you everyone for watching. I will catch you in the next video. Bye all.